It's almost laughable if it wasn't so dark. The article ends with Elizabeth Gutfar looking the public dead in the eye and promising, "I will commit to being treasurer, will not sell real estate, I will cut all ties." I believe being a treasurer is a full-time job. She said it without hesitation, without shame. A straight-up lie delivered with the kind of confidence that tells you she's been practicing in the mirror for years. And what did she get for it? Exactly what? She wanted the title, the power, the paycheck, and the chance to rob an entire county blind. This wasn't just greed. This was obsession. Every transfer, every wire, every stolen dollar probably gave her the same high an addict gets from their fix. That's how deep it ran. Because how else do you explain stealing again and again for 10 years straight, knowing the risk, knowing the consequences, and still doing it anyway? That's not casual theft, that's compulsion dressed in business casual. Now she's facing 10 years in prison. But let's be honest, that's a joke. That's a slap on the wrist. She deserves way more than that. Think about it, she already lived the high life. She partied. She shopped, she traveled. She spent taxpayer money like it was Monopoly cash. And now we're supposed to feel sorry because she's older, because prison will be harder for her. No, absolutely not. The damage is permanent. The money is gone. The trust is destroyed. And no sentence can undo that. Why should she get leniency when she treated public trust like her personal ATM? Elizabeth Gutfar, the now former Santa Cruz County Treasurer, stole more than $39 million in taxpayer funds. To put that into perspective, the entire county only collects about $41 million in property taxes each year.
Nice.
Let that sink in. She stole almost an entire year's worth of property taxes. That money was meant for schools, for the community college, for local services, for the county itself, and instead, she pocketed it. For a decade, she filed fake reports, lied to her staff, tricked auditors, and kept county supervisors in the dark. The final straw came when Chase Bank flagged $4.5 million in suspicious transfers all wired to businesses under her name. That's when the house of cards came crashing down. She resigned in disgrace, and suddenly the FBI, state officials, and county investigators were all circling. Her attorney clammed up immediately, refusing to cooperate while the county sued to claw back the stolen millions. Judges even froze her assets to stop her from liquidating what was left. But the investigation revealed the dirt ran deeper than theft. Gutfar wasn't just stealing, she was buying silence. She handed her deputy a $6,000 loan for a new air conditioner, covered their phone bill, even let the deputy's sister drive one of her cars. She paid personal bills for her secretary, dropped $1,500 on a birthday gift, let another employee's daughter host a wedding at Gutfar's ranch, and whisked them away on trips. She turned bribery into office, culture loyalty, bought and paid. For with taxpayer money, and the worst part, the Santa Cruz County Board let it happen. They ignored red flags that were practically screaming in neon lights. At one point, a cash report hadn't changed by a single penny in over a year. Think about that 12 months straight with no movement, no fluctuation, nothing. Anyone with half a brain should have caught that. What, the board, asleep at the wheel, let $39 million evaporate? And for all that betrayal, for all that theft, Elizabeth Gutfar gets 10 years. Just 10. The community is outraged, and rightfully so. One board member admitted they pushed for the maximum, but this was all the system gave them. 10 years for a decade of lies. 10 years for bleeding schools, services, and taxpayers dry. 10 years for selling out the very people she swore to. Serve, does that feel like justice to you? Or is it just another slap in the face to everyone she stole from? Drop your answer in the comments, because I know where I stand. And if this story hit you like it hit me, hit that like button and subscribe, because the corruption carousel doesn't stop here. Which brings us to Thornton Township, a circus all its own. Trustees Mariant, Valeria Stubbs, and Byron Stanley are clocking in at $14,710 a year. Cute number, right? Except that's not what first-term trustees should be making. Their checks should read $11,195. Only Chris Gonzalez is in the clear since he's on his second term. The rest, overpaid by design. You don't just accidentally miscalculate thousands. Then we got Robert Hunt, the finance director, pulling a cushy $116,455 salary. And yet when residents ask about the township budget, Hunt punts the question. To Clerk Casey Nesbitt, "Sir, you're the finance guy. Budgets are literally your whole job. What are you even doing besides cashing that six-figure paycheck?" Speaking of Casey, she's pocketing $17,825 as clerk and FOIA officer. She swears it matches the salary schedule, but the only proof she produced was her own paycheck. Ma'am, that's not documentation, that's vibes. And here comes Antoine Russell, the highway commissioner, raking in $27,519. Salary schedule says he should only be at $17,825 as a first-termer. That's a $10,000 glope courtesy of taxpayers. Must be nice. Then there's Jessica Sanderstein, making $53,716. That might actually be legit, but who even knows at this point? The books are so cooked they're practically smoked brisket. And now for the jackpot. Heath Price, food pantry boss, longtime Henyard buddy, pulling down $72,219 a year. No wonder he's been extra calm lately. Secure checks do wonders for the nerves. Folks call him Heb's little brother. Well, Heavy might not be losing weight, but he's sure gained peace of mind. So Tiffany Henyard's out, but the shady numbers are still flowing, which makes you wonder, was Tiffany lying or was she just telling on her own crew? Maybe both. Either way, taxpayer money is still funny. And let's not forget Napoleon Harris. Remember that big rally Tiffany staged? The one where they locked out the public? That was her stunt. But Napoleon won, and now he's living fat pulling. Over $200,000 in township salary, plus an $89,000 side check. Tell me again who the real hustler is. Bottom line, Thornton Township's financial mess didn't start with Tiffany, and it didn't end with Tiffany. It's systemic. It's baked into the culture of power, paychecks, and padded egos. And come July 22nd, when that public hearing goes down, eyes wide open. Because this circus isn't over, it's just intermission. And one last thing for the folks running around defending this madness, shut your stupid ass up.